One at a time, and we'll get the job done. Y'all know what to say. On three. 1, 2, 3.
And the home of the Jets.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday night. We have a very, very special guest, as Mr. Primetime is currently dealing with a power outage. So when we have got to go to the bullpen, right? And Mr. Afram immediately stepped up. He's like, hell yeah, I want to do this. And here we are.
I hope I don't blow the save.
Don't be Clay Holmes, man. Clay Holmes and you're out.
Oh, my God.
So once Primetime gets his power back on, he will jump on. So thank you guys for all joining us. Afram, thank you for stepping up in a pinch. I appreciate
Whatever
it.
I can do. Whatever I can do.
I mean, you have a huge following here, so it's...
Hello, Armand.
So you got everybody. So Afram, we'll start. Do you want to start with the easy questions or the hard questions?
I don't know how many questions you're going to have with this past game. It was lifeless, and that was being nice.
But do you want to talk Reddick? Do you want to talk should Aaron Rodgers play, or do you want to recap the game?
You whatever you want, whatever you feel.
Well, let's start with the two easy ones. Haason Reddick's still not here, which to me, my prediction is once the preseason is over, he'll then show up, I guess, right before the regular season starts. Then he's going to have to get worked into, get into shape, work into snaps. And to me, it's like not an ideal scenario. I'm kind of hoping to get it figured out this week because you kind of want to get him in the mix, learn the defense, learn his teammates, see what kind of shape he's in, get all these things figured out. I'd rather see him functional week 1 instead of week 3, but it seems like he's in for the long haul.
And if he shows up, is he gonna pull in? I'm hurt. I can't come in. Is he gonna try to not get into the game? He's only hurting himself at that point.
Well, I mean, they're both. I mean, they're both getting hurt at this point. I mean,
yeah,
he wants his money. I mean, just said this 2 minutes ago. Kevin has a power outage. He wants his money, so he's holding out for that. The Jets want him on the field. I mean, I know Will McDonald's playing better, which makes things exciting, but he's still a very good pass rusher that makes this defense very, very good.
Absolutely.
So both sides are losing now, I think, in my opinion. Like at some point, you got to end the pissing contest. But like, all right, what does he have to get it done? Is $20 million guaranteed for the year? Let's do it, and everybody move on. But somebody's got to step up here and figure this out.
Yeah. Well, it looks like the Jets are going to be hard-lined on this. They just until he shows up, they're not going to talk. They're not talking to each other. So
it's strange.
Yeah. I mean, Jets are going to continue to play. That's the bottom line. The game's going to go on. It's going to hurt Reddick more than it's going to hurt the Jets. I mean, the Jets are going to have to compensate for that, change some schemes up. But this guy, if he's going to try to look to get money or get traded, it doesn't bode well with other teams.
No.
And he's going to be another year older.
He's not getting traded, dude. He's going to be here. Just a matter of when, how to get it figured out. And to me, it's just annoying. Like I told you, what I would have did was, if I was him 3 weeks ago, I would have showed up and just be like exactly what Ayuk is doing with the 49ers.
Exactly.
Show up and not practice. I'm like, I'm here. I'm in the building. So the whole thing is got to be in the building, and then we'll pay you. I'm here. Pay me. But he took this.
Or at least that can talk. They're there.
Exactly.
Get some dialogue going.
I think week 1's up in the air with him now at this point, which is unfortunate because you figure we're at the 3rd preseason game. You got another couple weeks. Season starts. Regardless of what kind of shape he's in, he's got to learn the defense. He's got to learn his teammates. It's just so much he's got to get in. And then you worry about the hamstring injury, the groin injury, all this other stuff that normally happens in these situations.
And you got to assume this is his call because I can't see the agent giving him this type of advice.
No, not at this point.
Yeah.
All right, so you have the Reddick still holding out, annoying. Then you have the good old debate of who should play this weekend, which we'll recap the game next. But because I see that, I'm getting a million messages. What do you think about? We saw Mahomes playing and Kelsey and all these guys playing. Meanwhile, the Jets did not play only their starters. A lot of their second string was out too. Yeah. To me, on Saturday, my, I guess, hot take is I wouldn't mind if they play a couple series, dude. I wouldn't mind if the offense plays a couple series, defense, go out there, get on the field, run the football, screen pass, just get in the flow of action. Just, I don't know, get involved.
Salah's answer, I was listening to Barton Hahn today. His answer was, Rodgers will get more reps on these scrimmage games than the 8 reps he's going to get in a preseason game. I'll give him that. But still, you want to see them go up against, real time, even if it's the second stringers, just so if you see any cohesiveness, if sloppiness, then you could attack that and say, hey, look, you guys got to be better than this. This is like a real game type of thing. You could see any mistakes, you try to resolve those, fix those mistakes. So, but I think they just, like everyone, like Kevin was, he's just worried, to get hurt. Everyone,
scared. You can't be scared.
Play scared.
You can't. That's where I'm at. And especially I wouldn't mind seeing the offensive line come out for a series or two. Just get them out there. And I understand what they do in joint practices, and I get it. And Salah is being bold about this. My biggest fear is they come out week 1 and they look unprepared, they look dazed, confused, and they get the shit beat out of them. And you're like, well, that could be an indictment that they didn't play in the preseason, or they can come out like gangbusters, play awesome, Salah, be like, see, I told you so. So he's banking on he's in the joint practices, and we're just banking on what we normally see in a preseason, where you want to see them get out there. Like, I'm an old fan. Like, Rodgers talks about it all the time, where it used to be you play 1 quarter, then you play 2 quarters. The third preseason game you played going into the third quarter. Fourth preseason game was everybody else. Now 1 less game. That's what I was used to. And now you go from that to they don't play at all, and you're like, damn, that's crazy. Especially when he hasn't played in a year. That's the other caveat, where if Rodgers played all last year, I understand he practiced at the end of the year, but if you play games last year, like, all right, he hasn't even done that. Like, people are making fun of Daniel Jones missing time coming off an injury. I'm like, dude, what do you think? Not that they're saying, but missing time is missing time.
All right. And I agree with you. They, like you said, they used to play up to the third game, to the third quarter, and they would get more reps. The teams would get more reps against other teams who were putting their starters first, second, third. So you're playing real games in essence, and you're getting hit, and you absorb, you're getting used to getting hit. That was the thing. But now it's do they have it in the back of their mind that we can't afford to lose this guy? But that can happen anytime during the year.
It can happen in practice. It can happen anywhere. It
can happen going home.
Yep. No, it's a calculated risk they're taking. Like I said, they could be heroes, they could be villains, depending on how it all plays out. So you go back to the preseason game, and my expectations were kind of high on certain areas of the team I wanted to see play. Starting with the quarterbacks. Last week, the quarterbacks looked great. Peasley, Martinez, everybody's like, oh my God, this guy's going to be, a hidden gem, everything like that. And the quarterbacks looked just rough, man. They looked like they were third and fourth string that were learning ropes in the NFL. I know Peasley missed he missed Kuntz in the end zone. Martinez had the bad interception. But I will say this, they look like they have potential, where they're both mobile, have good arms. They can get in and out of the huddle. That's a positive. But, they got a pretty long way to go, I think.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but it's good to see, that we have some sort of guys that can actually play the game and not get lost, deer in headlights, like old ZW did. Yep. So there's promise.
Yep.
Plus, they're putting other guys in, giving chances, giving some time. So there's no cohesiveness there. And they're not playing the same, they're playing with the same guys all the time. But it's good to see you can establish some depth, some practice squad guys. I do like Martinez a lot more than I do. Yeah. But
looks a lot more polished. Looks like a lot more ability, better passer.
Yeah. I didn't see much out of Clemens, which is not a good sign.
We'll get there. We're on the offense right now.
Okay. All right.
Should the Jets look at a veteran quarterback for quarterback 3? My answer is no, because if we're worried about quarterback 3, we've got bigger problems to worry about. Spend that money on Reddick, spend that money somewhere else, maybe a tight end, but
there'll always be a quarterback waiting at quarterback 3 when the time comes.
Right, we got a message from Armand here. Last Monday was my 28 month weight loss journey, and I failed. I gained 1 pound. I promise you all I'm putting on a better effort to lose the weight than Reddick's camp and the Jets front office to get a deal done. Armand, it happens, man. There's good days and bad days. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Just bounce back. No big deal. Right?
What you've accomplished up to now,
it's amazing.
That 1 pound means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, little minor setback. Who cares? You just bounce back and fix it. No big deal there. So the interesting thing is the running back group is ridiculously encouraging, where you have Braylon Allen, who looks like an absolute beast. Isaiah Davis, to me, is better than advertised. I like his speed. Looks explosive. They both catch the ball in the backfield, which was a concern. Like, they add another element to the offense where you're worried about behind Breece Hall, do you need a veteran running back? Like, what's behind him? These guys are pretty much up to the task right now.
Well, there was an interesting point Bart Scott said on the show. Due to this new kickoff, because they stand still, they're flat-footed.
Yep.
A guy like Allen has enough size and weight that he can bust a hand, arm tackles, and he can get it changes the whole thing. I mean, it's going to be special teams. I'm just going to go. Special teams is going to be a big difference in some of these games because of that new kickoff.
Too big of a difference.
Yeah,
I think you have to have some really short tacklers and some speed there, some physical players, because you see the holes. You saw, we'll go into the Jets returner, but there's a lot of holes there, man, where you can have a great offensive drive, march down the field, one mistake, boom, you give up 7. It's crazy.
Yeah, very quickly.
Yep. Now, so you like what you see out of Allen and Davis. Izzy, to me, was impressive. Like, I'm not Izzy's biggest fan. I thought last year was disappointing. He looked like, fumbling the ball, didn't look prepared, just looked lost. He looks decisive, he looks physical, he looks explosive, looks decisive. Now, his speed could be a good asset on special teams, but do you look at it like that, or you say, you know what, are they kind of auditioning him? Because you're not going to keep 4 running backs, right? You're probably not. Do you audition him, say, you know what, another good week like that, maybe they try to trade him instead of releasing him? Because I think if they release him to try to go to practice squad, I'm guessing somebody probably picks him up, right?
Absolutely, but I don't think I don't think he's. I think they're giving up on him. That he's not going to make the team. I don't believe. So most likely they're auditioning him. These other 2 guys that they got are already ahead of him, and this is his second year.
Yep.
So it happens.
Yeah.
Late round pick, it happens. He doesn't get it, or he needs. You can't invest the time, unfortunately, because you already picked the guys, and those guys are doing. You put the competition out there. And
I think when you draft 2 guys, the writing's on the wall, right? Like, you've really got to overcome a lot. And it seemed like last year they're kind of sour on him. They're like, all right, maybe he's not as advertised. He's got a long way to go. Maybe you take the chance and you release him. You hope you bring him back to the practice squad. I'm not sure that happens. The wide receiver group is interesting because Malik Taylor is now out for the year.
Did they say what it was wrong? They never.
I didn't see what it was.
No article I read. They said he was just put on injured reserve. They didn't give a reason yet. You would have known if it was like a ACL or something, because that
Yep.
Who knows?
So you figure. No, go ahead.
Go ahead. Hopefully, it's not something really.
Yeah,
serious.
well, you like his vertical threat. Rodgers seemed to like him. Like, he brought a lot to the table. But all right, he's out. Mike Williams still not in team practice. They're saying he's going to probably start practicing next week. To me, that timeline doesn't really match up to him being a big contributor week 1, right? Like, I think he's going to probably be on a pitch count the first couple of weeks, which is going to limit him. In my personal opinion, I've been wrong a million times before. Do you kind of get the same feel based on where his practice schedule is?
Yeah.
Right? If he's in team practice next week, preseason's already over. You got a 2-week window to be ready week 1. He's got to learn the offense, learn Rodgers, getting shit. That seems like it's a lot to say he's going to play all the snaps.
He may know the offense per se, but unless you're on the field doing it, it's a different story. Watching film and knowing it until you actually doing it, facing an opposition, you got to get into that gelling with your teammates. So it takes a while.
All right. But if that's the case, but then you have Garrett Wilson, who's poised to be a superstar. After that, Corley, which everybody loves, is clearly a work in progress.
Right.
Then you have then I think you're gonna have to count on Alan Lazard, who's having a very good camp, who we counted on last year was a gross disappointment, but maybe he could pick up some of the slack along with other tight ends. But I think just for wide receivers, Lazard may be counted on a lot.
Yeah, because they haven't picked up anybody else. They knew what they were getting with Williams,
Yep.
You know, I don't think they anticipated him week one start like Brees did. But you also got Brees who can catch in the backfield. You got Conklin, so there are multiple weapons you can use. So you're going to have to be creative at that point, and you got to hope that your offensive grader could be creative.
Well, that's a big if. But then you look at, Brownlee had the drop. Irv Charles has become a very good special teams player as a gunner, but some other guys have emerged there too. It's like, where do you to me, if I'm being completely honest, if you watch the cuts when teams go down to 53 and a veteran receiver pops out there somewhere, I wouldn't be opposed to signing somebody else, dude. Like, I'm like, hey, the more the merrier. If you can get a legitimate quality route runner with consistent hands, that's an upgrade over Brownlee and Charles, and while Corley figures it out until Mike Williams gets in game shape, would you consider something like that?
Yeah, I mean, I forget who posted it, who did it, that Jahan Dotson might be available for a low draft pick, 24 years old, first round pick. He change of venue might energize him.
But I'm not opposed to trying to upgrade there when you see just the not uncertainty, but just like you're a little worrisome where, you want, Gibson's another guy, which speed, but it's a lot of guys with potential that haven't proven it in the NFL yet. Right. They've literally done nothing other than Williams, Lazard, and Garrett Wilson. Everybody else is just, you're hoping. So instead of using hope as my plan, maybe I go with a known commodity, but
I was watching the Broncos game against I tell you, Sutton dominated, didn't he? He made Knicks
so bad last year. Oh,
he made Knicks look so good, and all of that. He just dominates.
Enormous target, big target, speed,
just catches everything.
Oh, yeah. Corey Davis was going to try out with the Bills, then decided to retire, so he's out of the mix. Strange story there. Now the interesting position is a tight end position where we love Conklin. I think he's poised for a monster year. Ruckert, we have high hopes for, but has been banged up, had a concussion, but back in practice now. That's kind of been his thing, potential, always banged up. After him, it's Yeboah, who, year by year is growing. Kuntz, okay. Ferkser's a guy that I think may sneak up on everybody because he can catch the ball. He's a legitimate, NFL vet. I mean, you may have to go there because that's a position that kind of not really,
Have they given him any first round reps in
not
practice?
Yet. I think they're trying everybody else to see what they have. I think what Ferkser is. They're trying to figure out what everybody else is, but nobody you're not seeing a lot.
It'll be interesting who plays this. When is the next game? Saturday?
Yep.
Or Friday?
Saturday.
Let's see who plays, who gets a lot more reps, because then those are the guys who they're trying to see if they can make the team. Because I think they pretty much know they're going to cut.
Yeah, I'd be looking, man. I'm like, there, wide receiver and tight end. If there's somebody pops up in the mix, I'm not opposed to it. To me, it's an all-in year. I want as many weapons as humanly possible. If there's ways to upgrade, I'm not worried about feelings. I'm not worried about young guys. I don't care. You know what I mean?
You got the young guys are learning. I mean, that's you're developing them, which is fine because they're still young enough for development. They, you can't worry about that. You want to, like you said, it's win now. You want to get experience. You want someone who can expand the field and make it easier on Rodgers.
I mean, because every game is pivotal. They're talking about, I'm looking at 11 or 12 win season. Every game matters. You want to make a run at the AFC East, and the last thing you want to do is win some stupid game because of the receiver keeps dropping the ball or whatever. You want to have legit insurance policies here.
Yeah. Well, if a guy starts dropping the ball, you're going to see how fast Rodgers goes to them and say, "I need somebody here." So let's, that's going to happen.
No, and I agree, man. But it's I'm all about upgrading, man. Upgrade wherever you can. I genuinely don't care about feelings anymore. It's just now the interesting question for you, because I'm going to take a lot of shit for this and I genuinely don't care. The offensive line is interesting because you have your 5 starters where everybody feels very comfortable. The one thing you're worried about is injuries with Tyron Smith, Morgan Moses coming off an injury, AVT coming off an injury. But when healthy, it's a very good line. Now, in terms of depth, to me, Olu is your left tackle. Makes sense. Olu is a rookie. He's learning a lot of things. The Jets put him at right tackle last week. They played him at right tackle on Saturday. To me, my hot take, I understand why they're doing it. I don't necessarily agree with it. And the reason why is this. In my world of Tyson, I think Tyron Smith is probably going to miss 4 to 5 games, 3 or 4 in that range. He's going to miss games. To me, I want Olu as prepared as humanly possible. Like I want him at the pinpoint of his game where he knows he's got extensive reps there at left tackle. Him bouncing back and forth, it's like, is it really necessary? Like that game time he had on Saturday to me, like put him at left tackle, man. Like I know Carter Warren was there, but like let's make him like a master of his craft at left tackle. I understand why they're doing it. I don't agree with it because in my world, he's going to play this year at left tackle. So have him be as proficient as possible there. What do you think?
I agree with you, but their philosophy is versatility and for each offensive lineman. I mean, listen, they've had experiences where
if Morgan Moses goes down, is he going to be the first guy that plays right tackle? It's probably going to be either Max Mitchell or Carter Warren. It's not going to be Olu.
Exactly. But he would be their insurance policy.
You can call in all you want. Call in and give me shit. I will argue with you. I'm not going to go ride the wave that everybody else says and follow it. This is what I think.
He may be the policy in case those guys fail as backups.
But doesn't he need quality reps, like game reps now? He's a rookie.
Yeah,
he's just been here.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you figure Tyron Smith's getting a lot of reps. Like get him, like just let him be used to the offense, used to the cadence, everything. Get used to the teammates, all that stuff at left tackle. Because you saw him when he first started out. He had the holding penalty. He looked like a fish out of water. He then got better as the game got on, like the next series. But it's like, do we really need to see this? Like, I don't,
I wonder if they're ahead in the game by good margin, and they'll take Tyron Smith out and give him some reps during those type of games during the season.
That's a good question. Good question.
Because it would make sense to do that because you save Tyron Smith that 15 minutes he could rest.
But also, if he misses something and Rodgers takes an enormous shot for no reason, you'd be like, dude.
Well, he's very good at pass blocking. It's his run game. I think they want to work on.
Yeah.
So, well, we'll see. I mean, you never know with these guys. Let's worry about it when the time comes. But yes, I think you made that mistake with
AVT.
AVT. Let him,
especially at that position. Like you literally and I'm not discounting Tyron Smith at all. I know he's a Hall of Famer, great talent, but we all kind of assume the same thing. At some point, he's going to miss time. Not being a jerk, not being negative. It's just what history tells us. So then, if that's the case, next man up. Your next man up has been there, game action, knows it all, been there. So,
and if your right side is weak, you're going to focus on moving the ball on the left side at that point because you probably have your depth is much better at that point.
Or if your right side is weak, why the hell are these guys still here? Why do you still have Max Mitchell, Carter Warren, all these other guys? Because
you saw Mitchell paid quite a bit.
Could probably pissed at him.
Yeah, well, you got to want to make the team. You got to play. You got to show, especially against second and third string players.
Yeah,
mostly third string.
So now I'm glad you said that because now we'll transition. The offense was a mess. It was very difficult to watch. The defense, I had a lot of high expectations because, all right, the Panthers starters aren't playing. Some of the guys that are more experienced Jets players should dominate and take advantage of it, and let's flex their muscles against this Panther team. Now, there's two guys that we have high expectations for because Haason Reddick is not here. Michael Clemens, Will McDonald. Will McDonald, you saw the spin move again. He looked explosive, dude. Like that spin move was crazy. It's like, all right, encouraging. You wonder what teams that have more experienced offensive lines, are they going to hold them? They can probably account for him. They got to figure out ways to scheme for him. To me, Michael Clemens, man, is it the weight gain? Is it what is it? Like, I just don't Sal is telling me that, or telling us that he's great. He's becoming a 3-down player. He's doing all these things, which could be a sales pitch to say, hey, you know what? We're encouraging him, giving him first team reps, maybe making Haason Reddick think that we don't need him. But what do you see out of Clemens, man? Because I'm not seeing it.
Have you heard his name during practice at all? Have you heard his name during the preseason games or the scrimmages?
Nope.
His name doesn't come out on any reporters' mouths. It's not like he's standing out at any given time. You would say, in the first scrimmage or first practice, he's gotten better. Then the next one,
but he's not a rookie anymore. Like this is
exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
He was a feel-good story. He walked in with the baseball bat, all jacked up, looked great, fine. But that tenacious person that you see walking around, like you want to see translate to the field, he had the one good pressure. But I'm like, I kept thinking, this is second and third string. Like, if this is one of our starters, he should be disruptive as hell.
Yeah, and he over pursues. You notice that
he over
pursues. Yeah, he over pursues, and that's he's got to be smarter than that.
So then, at what point does he go on the roster bubble? Because a lot of other guys are emerging, where you see Tack McKinley, Taylor, Watts, McGregor.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys where it's like, at what point is he on the roster bubble now? Do you think?
We'll find out on Saturday because I don't see anything that he's doing that he should be a starter. To be honest, the only thing that he's a starter is because he started last year, in the rotation. But he hasn't developed. Love you too, Logan. He hasn't really. He hasn't cut this second year. You should have seen. It was a third year. It's third year. You shouldn't be playing the way you've been playing against a second and third team.
Yeah.
You should have been dominant there. Okay.
It's not like you have a lot of faith in the Jets defensive staff, like Ulbrich, Saleh. These guys coach guys up, and you've seen a lot of players get significantly better under this regime.
Exactly.
So it's like you can't he's not getting coached up. No, he is, because you've seen what everybody could do. You've seen Bryce Huff get better, everybody else get better. So it's like, all right, at what point do you I think Saturday could be a really good thing for him where, all right, let's show what you can got, because you've got to earn it, because other guys here are showing the same ability, if not more, especially explosive.
Yeah. He put all that muscle on it, and I think that was his detriment at that point.
But the Jets want to do that. The Jets have, because what's funny? It's funny you say that, because people were talking about Will McDonald, and Brian Baldinger and Jim Nagy both on social media were like, why put weight on this kid? This kid's explosive with McDonald. Like, don't put weight on, let him be the freak athlete that he is and find ways to get him to attack the quarterback. Putting on weight could actually take away from his game. And I immediately thought, when they said that, I thought of Clemens, because Clemens was lighter. And then the weight gain, now it's like, all right, he may be a 3-down player, but now maybe be a better 2-down player and rush the passer if he was lighter. You know what I mean?
But his special teams, he how many times did he come in and almost block the punt?
Yep.
And he was still strong before he put on the weight. He was stronger than usual. He had the right size. I mean, I think they were more worried about his run game, because he maybe could hold his own on a big tackle or guard, but still he should be able to be faster than that guy he's opposing. But it hasn't translated into anything positive, to be honest with you.
Now, so the defensive line, be really interesting to see what the team does with cuts, practice squats, like that. The linebackers, the Jets have 3 very good ones. You have Mosley, you have Quincy, Sherwood's come on really well. Yeah. But some other guys behind them, like Barnes looks good. Surratt, everybody loves, but he always gets hurt, unfortunately. And then the one guy, I always mess with, number 52, Aguavon, or whatever the hell his name is. He looks like he's a pretty good player, too. He flies around a lot, like sideline to sideline. He's got some pretty good range.
Well, considering Surratt gets hurt and he made that stupid penalty.
Can we talk about that? So, what bothers me? You can tell I'm just in that mood tonight.
No,
Salah's been talking about accountability. So when the offensive lineman has a pre-snap penalty, they come out of the game. That was the rule, right? You do something dumb, you're out of the game. To me, if it happens in practice, the same thing should happen in games. Like, that personal foul pissed me off. I'm like, all right, take him out of the game. Like, that should be like that, right? That should be the punishment. And that's what we saw last year during the games, where you'd see stupid-ass penalties, and you're like, why is this guy still in the game? And that was like, all right, so accountability only works in the first 2 weeks of training camp and not during this, like, you know what I mean? That's what I was.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. Is it only for the starters that you're doing that? Yep. Because you don't plan on playing this guy? But that, if you set the rule for one, it should be for all.
That should be the tone. That should be the standard. Like, if this is like when you're the most penalized team in football last year, or one of them, this year, one of your changes, like, you have that, set that standard. That's where I was like, oh, nothing changed there, because he's still in the game. Yeah. So
I would have just taken him out for a play and say, hey, you can't do that.
Yeah, that's
you cost us the first down. They would have punted. Okay.
So we go from linebackers. We're encouraged. The corners are really interesting, man. Where the Jets have 3 corners. Looks like Michael Carter is going to be back soon, which is good. But after them, Eccles. I like Eccles. Eccles been playing very well. Stiggers is doing very well. Looks good in coverage. He looks good on special teams too. Like, as a gunner, he's getting down the field quick. You have like Swilling, looks like a player. Bernard Converse, who looked really good. Unfortunately, he got hurt. But the corners, man, like they're getting after it.
They've been very fortunate with the guys they got. Even this kid, Cordington. I mean, he's probably more special teams, but
Codrington, Brandon Codrington,
Codrington, they just seem to who's ever scouting who's ever coaching the DBs. These guys are developing.
And that's the one thing you listen to the broadcast, they were saying like these guys are well coached. Like the first weeks of preseason, the commentary was, I know it's Jets bias, but these cornerbacks are very well coached. They're physical, they're aggressive, and that's exciting, man. Where a lot of people are saying maybe Eccles gets cut. I personally wouldn't do that, but I could see, like there's some really good competition there.
I mean, what year is Eccles in?
He's been around. He's got to be here. He's been here
Fourth
a few
year?
years now. Yeah, he's been here a while now.
But he doesn't make much money anyway.
No, nope.
And he's just getting better each year.
Yep.
So even if you re-sign him to a long term, it's not going to be, a killer on your cap.
No, not at all.
Especially he's developed in this. He'll still be in the same system at that point. Those are the type of moves you got to keep. Re-sign those type of guys because you get them on the cheap and they've developed within your system.
No, he's an interesting player. Like the defense, you feel really encouraged by. It's like you didn't see the starter, so you kind of think you know what you have with Chuck Clark. Tony Adams has been like a star in the rise. Ashton Davis is consistent, so you're fine there. Now the returners are interesting because, as you mentioned, Codrington was just flying, and I'm like, all right, he's a corner. We just talked about the corners. The room is stacked. They have a lot of corners there, but I'm like, a specialist like that. Do you say, okay, if you saw Stiggers be good as a gunner, do you have the possibility of saying, maybe Irv Charles is not that much of a contributor. He can go, and you keep Codrington, who has that explosive nature with this revamped kickoff system.
Oh yeah, no, because the specialty this move with this change, in my opinion, is when you saw these guys just flat-footed, and the returner can develop the speed. You need the guy who can either break arm tackles or outrun these guys before they get there. I mean, he really almost got a touchdown. He was just angled off by the kicker or the punter, really, on that. And otherwise, he would have been in there. He was still 31 yards.
He's one of the most explosive guys on the field. Like he was, he's electric, man. It's like, and like you like what you see out of Corley. But it's like, all right, this guy's back to already doing it. And this, again, win now year, start the season strong. In terms of roster development, if you have a couple of good gunners that you already feel comfortable with, maybe somebody else becomes expendable. Because the Jets used to have Justin Hardy. Justin Hardy never played corner. He was just basically a special teams guy.
Yeah, no. You need, Boy is doing a great job on special teams. We'll see who he keeps. I see someone in Gibson.
Yep. Gibson was good too. He fumbled a little bit though.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, see this next game is the key to see who gets more playing time, and what position.
Yeah,
if Codrington still getting returns, you kind of get a feeling that he might that might be a specialty.
Yeah, 100%.
Or either one does kickoffs and one does punts.
Yeah.
Right. Punt returns. Split the duty. But
it's exciting.
It's exciting. We have depth. That's the most exciting thing. We actually have depth at this point. When this whole thing started, our backups was our starter. And behind them was nothing. And now we've actually got more depth. We're not as concerned as we used to be if someone goes down. Yes, there's certain positions, but that the depth isn't as what we want, but you make the right move, and you can compensate for that.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, no team's going to have 22 all-stars, and
no.
But this Jets team is literally loaded. Where we're going through position groups. Like, all right, we're comfortable here, and the backups behind them. There's some pretty good competition too for the first time in a long time.
Oh yeah.
As opposed to having like we're trying to find a legit starter. And then the backups are signing off the street because we have no idea who they are. It's a quality squad, man.
Even the kicker, I know they're going to audition him. He did well too. Cyber. Yeah. So, it's good to have. It's a good security blanket that we don't have to worry. Oh, he's gone, and oh my God, what are we going to do now? So, you look forward to it. We see what happens in this next game. We'll see who starts. For the Giants too. That's the only thing I want to see. If we put our starters, I'm sure they'll put their defensive starters.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. If you see the Giants stars rolling, their defensive, I mean, their offense is kind of, maybe whatever, but that defense, they have some pass rushers, man, that'll get after it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you better have Rodgers protected them because they have some guys that are legit.
They're trying to do what we're doing. They're trying to bring back their old front four like they used to have always. And they got some good guys there. But, we'll see. We'll see if he even plays most of the starters again. Who knows?
This is the question that Saleh said today. He wants to see how the joint practice goes on Wednesday, see how it all works out. If they I think they said the one Panthers reporter said the Jets got like 60 or 70 good reps in the joint practice where it's like you get that many, there's no need for the game. So I'm guessing he wants to see.
That's what he was saying. He says, "Right, what are 8 reps going to do when I'm getting 40 to 50 reps in a scrimmage?" Which makes sense,
Risky.
Are they playing at full speed? That's a different story, on the scrimmage because but it's still reps with your starters, and that's what you need.
But all I know, dude, I guess my panic is that week 1 49ers, like it's like you're not starting against the Patriots. You're coming out against one of the best teams of football on the road, physical, fast, very talented. You can't start out slow. You can't start out sleepwalking. You got to come out.
See how they come out. They're hurt. Yeah. They got guys.
They got a lot of injuries.
Yes, a lot of injuries. And it's there's a lot of interesting things outside of our team. You see Pittsburgh now. They're talking about they don't even have a quarterback. None of them are playing well.
Yep.
And everyone with Broderick Jones, everyone say, "Oh, we missed out on him." Yep. He's not doing very well on the offense. So every year is different. Yeah. So.
All right. So the comment, hot take: the 49ers game will tell us how the rest of the season will go. I disagree.
Yeah,
the Jets can lose the first game, not play all that well, and then win 4 or 5 in a row and not really worry about it. Like I think it's a good litmus test to say, okay, where are we at? Are we prepared? But you could very easily bounce back, beat the Titans, beat the Patriots, go on a run, and 6 weeks later, be like Jets are a playoff team.
I saw the Jets lose the first game of the season, and then they won the next 10. Then Klecko got hurt, Lions got hurt, and then they lost the last 5 games and just barely made the playoffs.
And then they beat the Chiefs, and then they lost to the Browns in the playoffs, right?
Right. Yeah.
But look at the '98 team when they had Glenn Foley starting. They started out 0-2, right? Then Vinny came in.
Exactly. And if he would have bought '99, if he would have bought in Ray Lucas earlier,
he sucked Rick Meyer. Yep.
Yeah. So. But hindsight's 20/20 at this point.
Especially with this team. But I'm excited, man. Like I'm excited. Like it's like
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
The Reddick thing is the only stain right now where it's like it's annoying because what he could like. I don't hate the player. I understand why they're doing it. I hate the situation. I hate the result because he could have an enormous impact on this defense in a team that's like the Jets are going to be in the hunt, and you want it to be just all goes smoothly.
Yeah. Are you hearing anything out of the Miami camp? Anything good? Anything bad?
I follow Omar Kelly, and it's like I watch him I follow a lot of Dolphin reporters to see what they're saying.
Yeah,
everybody's saying the same thing though. It's like it's like we'll see. It's
because I'm seeing you lost the Bills lost Milano again.
Yeah.
So that's a big blow on the defense, and this is why I said it earlier.
Beckham's not even practicing.
Yeah, that. I don't see us losing to them, to be honest with you. Just they lost too many players to free agency or retired. They're not the same team defensively and offensively. They're going to rely on him. They rely on Allen to do everything. But and you see New England's tanking. They're getting rid of everybody. That was a great deal for
Falcons.
Falcons, yeah, and they got Justin, what's his name for the safety.
Yep. So what Simmons?
Justin Simmons, yeah. So they did well. They solidified a lot of positions there. They had a good defense coming in. So let's see what happens on that. But we're not facing.
No, but the Jets' expectation should be win the AFC East. That's it.
Absolutely.
Like there's no. That's why some people you talk to especially now everybody's talking about talk football. It's like the Jets, we just went through the whole roster. The Jets can go toe-to-toe with anybody, and the expectation is win the AFC East. Down year for the Patriots. I respect the Bills I love the Bills in terms of like I love the way they run the organization. They're resilient. I like Josh Allen. I like all them. I respect them, but you can't back down to them. We beat them with Zach Wilson. Miami,
exactly.
As good as Miami is at home with their high flying offense, halfway through the season thing change because people start figuring it out. You get physical, you bang around Tua, see what happens there. So to me, it's like that's the goal. Like there's no 11 wins, 12 wins, be in the hunt, no excuses.
Yeah. And then what's his name? Miami's the only one that I worry about because of the offense, but what's his name gets hurt quite a bit. The wide receiver, not Waddle? Hill. Waddle. Yep. Waddle gets hurt, can get hurt very easy. I mean, Hill's been very very strong. He doesn't I never seen him that hurt. Yeah. So he's very durable is the word I'm looking for.
If you guys have questions, fire them into the chat. I shared the link. Primetime lost power. So my good friend Afram, our cap guy, is actually talking football tonight. The question is, going into year 4 with Coach Saleh, would you accept anything less than 11 wins? Nope. This is it, man. This is Saleh's excuse was, I don't have the quarterback. That's been it. Don't have the quarterback. Yeah. Guess what?
Now you got it.
No. Better than that. You got 2 of them now. Because if Rodgers goes down, Tyrod Taylor is more than capable to running a game plan and helping you win football games. If
Rodgers stays healthy, I would not be surprised in winning 14 games.
14?
14 games. Because this first half, if they can beat the Niners, that first set of games, first 7-8 games, they should breeze through a lot of those teams.
Yep, I agree.
They're just stronger. And those teams are building up. They're just, they're
Listen, this is Afram. I'm not gonna lie to you. You have to flex your muscles against all these young quarterbacks. Every friggin' one of them. Beat them up, smack them down, win the games, and move on. Whether Darnold, Wilson, Will Levis, whoever, I don't care who they are. All of them. Just
and run it down their throat. Run them down their throat. Tire that defensive line and run it down their throat. Keep the drives long. Keep your defensive guys off the field so they're fresh when they come in, and then just go all out. That's it.
So this one's crazy. The comment from John Shepard, if this team doesn't win at least 3 playoff games, I don't want Saleh back. Well, they're going to be in the Super Bowl then. That's oof. I'm saying they got to win at least 1 playoff game. Win the division and win at least 1 playoff game. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. If they get a bye, it's even better.
Yeah. And a home playoff game? Can you imagine?
Exactly.
It'd be amazing. All right, so we have a special caller. You ready for a special caller?
Always.
This guy made an appearance at Jake Asman's party, which was awesome. I'm glad to see that he made it there because he's Jake's biggest fan. He fell asleep a couple times, which is unfortunate, but that happens. And sometimes things happen sometimes. And then I heard he was drinking a very special drink too, which I want to discuss. So, what's up, man?
What's up?
How you been?
Hey, man. How are you?
I've been good. How have you guys been?
How was the party?
No, it was good.
Yeah?
I had a blast, met a lot of people. It's weird. It was just a weird experience for me to just actually have people, want to stop and take a picture with me.
Of course they would. You're a celebrity, man.
You're a celebrity.
I know. It's just a weird experience for me.
Did you sign any autographs?
No.
No. So so you were drinking. What were you drinking?
Well, I had a couple of drinks. I started off with one of the specials that Jake's Deal had. Started off with one of the specials. And then I went to then I just had a couple light beers, pre-diabetic, so I'm trying to avoid the carbs.
Yeah, that's good.
And then after that I ended the night with Cuba Libre.
Damn, you put some damage. You went after it.
Oh yeah, I did. I was out. I had one nightmare of a hangover the next day.
I bet, man. You got to eat. Did you eat anything?
Yeah, I had wings.
All right, that's you got to eat some bread, man. You got some bread, some grilled cheese, and get some,
Yeah, no.
Where the hell are you going?
I'm just outside getting some fresh air.
He's going for a walk right now, Afton. This is like it's a
strolling along.
Yeah, no.
Watch out for mosquitoes, man.
That's all right.
So, would you play the starters on Saturday?
A bit. I think I would play a bit. I don't know. I think ultimately, I don't think there's any circumstance where Rodgers is going to play. I think he's made that very clear. Whatever he wants, he's going to get.
Okay. So, what would you do? Would you play the starting offensive line? Who would you play?
He's taking a hit.
I would play. Like I said, I would probably play the young guys. I'd play. What's his name right now? Sorry, it's blanking on my. I'm obviously going to play Tippmann to help him work on his snaps. I think that's an obvious one. I think. Yes. No, it's not a bong.
Cigar.
It's a cigar.
Yeah, I was visiting my cousin in Massachusetts. I brought him some cigars back from Puerto Rico, so he got me this as a IOU.
Nice. And he's sharing it with us.
My lighter's just out of fluid right now.
No shit. It's like you're struggling over there, man.
Yeah, no, I could just go get another one. But like I was saying, I want to see the young guys on the offensive line. I'm trying to remember the name of the tackle we took right now. It's blanking. Olu for sure. I'd like to see Olu out there. I'd like to see him out. I'd like to see more of him. It can't hurt to see more of him.
From your speechless, man. You're right.
No, I'm fine. I'm letting him talk.
Like I said, look, I think you got to get some starters out there. Let's be real. I'd like to see. I don't think the one guy I don't want to see. I don't think you need any of the running backs out there because it's a pretty simple. I think we've seen enough of them. We know what they are. I'm confident in them.
So what do you do with Izzy?
I definitely think I would give Izzy. I would give him the check because I think obviously your two-headed monster is Breece Hall and Braylon Allen.
Who?
Braylon Allen.
Braylon Allen. Sorry. Just
It's a three-headed monster. You got Isaiah Davis too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got Isaiah Davis too. So I think at that point you just got to figure out, let those two guys duke it out to see who's going to get the third, who's going to be the running back 3. Because I think you already have your two-headed monster.
I think running back 3 is already decided, man.
I think maybe you get some of the younger receivers out there. Maybe you get some of the receivers out there. I think I definitely want to see some of get some Ruckert out there if he's good. I like him.
Healthy.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Is when he's healthy because he has so much potential, but it's just the injuries, man.
Yep.
He's got to stay healthy so that we can finally see that potential.
I agree. Now where are you going?
I'm just gonna go get the other light. I have a backup.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, it's important to get that.
Yeah. And guess what kind of lighter it is?
Puerto Rican.
No.
Oh, there you go. Oh, see, now we're this is you're getting the true experience right now, Afton. This is what we deal with.
Well, I don't think I've actually ever lit up because I generally it's pretty dark out at night, so I have to be under my.
Yeah, you can't smoke inside. It's not good. It sounds like a blowtorch. Jesus Christ.
So don't you set your hair on fire over there?
It's a butane. I put a butane insert in here.
There you go.
Yeah, no, because but
it's generally pretty dark at night.
No.
So what do you think about Michael Clemens?
Well, I think honestly, I'm nowhere near where I'm nowhere near as high as on. Honestly, with Michael Clemens, I'll see. We'll see. I'm cautiously optimistic.
Optimistic about what?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, seeing it, I haven't been. Sorry, I've been busy with a lot of other things.
What do you mean busy? You just had a friggin' party with Jake watching the Jet game. You just watched the game. What'd you see out of Michael Clemens?
I think I saw some positive things out of him.
You did? How many drinks did you have?
About 6. To be fair, honestly,
what does Jake think of him?
To be fair, I spent more time talking with a guy who was there on crutches.
That's nice.
Yeah, no, it was a Dominican guy who was there on crutches. I was like, man, you were out here on crutches. That is dedication.
That is
I don't know how
dedication.
many guys would do this.
Jake's got loyal fans, man. He has a great turnout, which is awesome. What do you think
Yeah,
about
no.
What do you think about Haason Reddick?
It's frustrating, it's all about eventually. It's all going to boil down to who's going to blink.
Yep.
It all boils down to who blinks first. I just think Reddick's camp is going to blink first.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he just made a bad mistake. I just think
It's an expensive mistake.
I think his agent made a costly error, and I think
Not his agent.
I think it's a combination of both. His camp just made a costly error, and he's just too much of a man to admit it.
If I'm losing $1 million, I can admit anything. I'm like, oh, my money.
Well,
it's just this is like a midseason phone call right here. Oh, oof.
well, no, I wouldn't be doing this in midseason because it'd be too damn cold outside.
I mean, what do you consider cold?
Well, you gotta remember, I'm Puerto Rican, so it's like
You are?
you gotta
What's that have to
remember
do with
that. So
anything?
my people come from a climate that's like where anything below 70 degrees is foreign to them.
My people. Look.
You got a high percentage of Puerto Ricans in New York. They've gone through all 4 seasons and not complaining.
Yep.
That's true. My
Yeah, fresh air smoking.
no, I'm just like I said. Look, honestly, it's just because I haven't been on your. You guys don't really. I haven't been on your show in a while, so I wanted to come
You were
on.
it last week.
Yeah.
I know, but like you guys, well, in general, I'm just glad that you guys, season started. I'm glad to see Let's Talk Jets calling shows back because I'm looking forward to them this season. I promise I'm gonna try to get on as much as I can.
We appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Because I want to give credit to because while I may be known for my crazy antics on the Jake Asman show, everyone wants to remind everybody that I got my start here.
That's right. We embraced you. We always loved you, man.
Yeah.
And
So,
don't
yeah.
fall asleep with a lit cigar.
Any new Ukrainian girlfriends?
No, I almost got in with a Honduran girl.
Afram, you got nothing?
All right, what am I going to do?
This is when prime time talks, but I can't talk.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's like I'm being honest. Like it was we got about first date in, and then it just fell apart.
What happened? Where'd you go for your first date?
Well, ultimately, we just did a virtual date because our schedules kept on conflicting with each other.
What's a virtual date?
Virtual date.
Did you fall asleep in front of the camera?
No, we literally just streamed the same movie at the same time while being on a webcam.
What?
COVID's over. I hope you realize that.
I know.
hold
That's
on.
what.
Wait. You did what?
So I'll tell you, our first date was going to be a trip to the Met,
Okay.
but then turns out her schedule just conflicted, and then she actually had a torn meniscus. No lie. So
Okay.
she couldn't. So she was always in. So it's like it conflicted with her rehab schedule. So then we kept on setback after setback, and then we just did a virtual call, watched a movie together.
A virtual call. So you basically you did like a Microsoft Teams or something like that. You just talked.
Yeah,
through-
something like that. And then we watched a movie, and that was it. And
How did you do like a split screen? So you had you, her, and then the movie in the middle.
Something like that.
So then,
I'm
would you
surprised
guys?
it fell apart.
Well, she just basically just said she wasn't. She just said she had lost interest in relationships at the moment. She just needed to clear her head.
I mean,
Maybe
how
you need
long
a better
was
camera.
how long was the date? Did you watch the
The date
entire
was-
movie?
Yeah, it was the entire movie.
What movie
And
was
about
it?
a week. It was a IP.
Titanic.
It was a Hong Kong martial arts movie.
Well, that was a winner for me when I was dating.
Yes. That's how I
It was
wrapped
her.
him up too.
I'll be honest, that was her pick. That was her pick. I'll be
Was her
honest.
pick? She picked that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, that's interesting. So you watched a movie with somebody. What if you had to go to? Do you have to go to the bathroom? Do you have to go put it on pause, go to the bathroom at all? Or you stayed on the whole time?
No, I was fine the whole time,
Oof.
and she was also a football fan, which I found interesting.
What team does she like?
Chiefs.
Oh, probably Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce helped that a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
sorry
but
that
no.
happened. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah, I've been trying. You know what they say: success consists of going from failure to failure without the loss of enthusiasm.
That's right. No, you look like this. If you date 10 women and you strike out with 9 of them, guess what happens? You got a good woman. So you just gotta keep trying, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm probably
sorry
gonna.
that happened, dude. But you gotta keep plugging away. It's not easy.
Yeah, no, it'll be. So, what games you guys going to?
I'm going to the home opener for sure. And then
I'll be there.
You're gonna be there? Where are you tailgating at?
I'm gonna be tailgating around with Jake's group. I promised Neil a Puerto Rican cigar.
Well, you know what? I'll have to find out where you guys are at and stop by and say hi.
Yes, yeah. No, because
you're
I
clearly
made
a
sure to get
celebrity
myself.
now. You know, it's not gonna be easy.
Yeah, no, it'll be fun. I honestly can tell you, I honestly don't remember a lick of the game from the other day. That's how blasted I was.
No, would you take a train? How'd you get in there? Train, Uber?
Oh, I took the same train I took into work.
Oh, there you go. Good. At least
The
you're
worst
responsible.
part,
So that's good.
the worst part about it is that I forgot to put my train pass back in my jacket, my work coat. So I had to pay for fare into the city.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, no.
Well, V-Man, it's very good
I don't like
talking
to
to you.
interrupt, Elmo.
I'm glad that you had a great time. It was good to see you taking pictures with everybody. And Jake, that's awesome. I'm sure he appreciated it. So, and thanks for giving us some credit, man, because we started out with you, so we appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I always credit everybody. I always make sure everybody deserves their fair credit in life.
Yeah, you always be good to the people you start with because you'll be seeing them on the way back down. It's true.
It's true.
Because eventually Jake will get rid of you, and
We'll always be here.
back. We'll always be here.
All right, guys. Peace.
Have a good night, man.
Peace.
A virtual date after. I'm glad you experienced that because
Yes.
there's many times where I can't keep it together, and prime time is just like, what the fuck do we do right now?
Yeah.
And it's just like
watching a movie, no less. What's the purpose of virtual date? You're not going to be talking.
Can you imagine like you're sitting there on a screen, like I'm like right now I'm looking at you. We're putting a movie on for 2 hours. The girl's probably like, "Is this like what?" Like, oh shit. So we're gonna go from chaos to the other side of the world. What's up, man?
Hello, mate.
Hi, Dad. How are you? How's Mum?
Fine. Good.
I once went on a virtual date with Pamela Anderson. It was me, and she was in a magazine. It didn't go very well. She didn't talk much to me. So I don't know what that was all about. So that one didn't last long. So I kept trying, as you said, Tyson, and then the 10th woman finally accepted my nonsense.
See, it's about determination and diligence.
Yeah. Just about trying. You got to keep trying until you either get cut, put an IR, or you get a start.
That's right.
How
or you
we
could
all
be
doing?
or you could be like Deshaun Watson and get like 500 massages.
Hey. Is that a shot at me?
No, just an
I
observation, just a comment.
I haven't been on the show in almost a year, and I come on, and the first thing is Tyson starts taking shots.
No, I mean, I think the Browns are being underlooked. I think they're poised for a big year. I think they're going to be people looking past them. I think they're going to be very good this year.
I don't know about that. They can't put together an offensive line at the moment. They're in a world of hurt with that O-line. If they don't fix that, they're not going to go very far. But anyway, no one wants to hear about the Browns. I just came on to say hello because it's been a while since.
Well, what's the weather like there now?
Yeah, it looks like you have a hoodie.
Is it cold?
It's warm today. It is winter here. It's the end of winter, but our cold is. our cold is nothing compared to you guys. Like cold for us would be trying to do the math in my head. So maybe a cold for us would be like 12 for you guys.
Oof.
So like
Are you
it
talking
gets down to
Celsius or
about-
Fahrenheit?
Cold for us is like no, I'm talking Fahrenheit. So
Ooh, 12 is cold.
Celsius for us would be like a cold day, and it never gets below 0 here ever.
That works.
And the height, what does that say? Yeah. So the lowest it probably gets in winter is probably early in the morning, like 5 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
So we're
That'd be
soft
over 30
when it comes to the
degrees
cold
here.
in Australia. But then, yeah. So I think 37 is 0. So if it's
32, I
30,
think.
37 is
32,
0. So
yeah.
when you guys
32
say
is
it's
0.
100, when you guys say it's 100, yeah. So when you guys say it's 100, it's about 32 degrees, 33, which is a normal summer day for us.
Huh.
So yeah, yeah. But I feel the cold really bad because I'm old and I've got I don't follow combat sports at all.
Come on, man.
Combat sports. I like that.
Well, that's what they're called, aren't they, Tyson? Combat
Yep.
sports.
No, you're right. I'm just mad they didn't go. You should. Sport's huge now.
Yeah.
Well, it's in Perth. That would be like for you guys going to California in distance.
Oh, it's that far away.
So, yeah. It's not like it's just
at
down
least
the
that,
road.
then.
No, I wouldn't go to that. Imagine like it'd just be people on the piss fighting. It'd be the worst thing ever.
All right. So are you ready
Like,
for the are you ready for the Aaron Rodgers revenge tour where we win 11 games and shock the world?
I am. I'm excited for the Jets because I think much like it's interesting though, like when I watch all the sports talk, like it seems like the commentators have just this inbred disgust for Aaron Rodgers. So everything they say is tainted with that disgust about the Jets. Now you can point out the stuff like Salah's on the hot seat and all that crap, and you know the offensive coordinators on the hot seat and blah blah blah. But it just everything's permeated with a tinge of like we hate Aaron Rodgers and we want to see him fail. And look, irrespective of what you think of the guy's politics or whatever he says, like I don't see why on the field you think that he's just going to be this incompetent moron all of a sudden throwing the ball. It's like he's been injured the last 2 years. They always point back to, his last season at Green Bay wasn't that good. Yeah, but he had an injury in his throwing hand.
Yep.
That he played through. So
it was still a good year too.
They don't give you guys enough credit, but yeah, I think it's the same with the Browns, right? Because you've got a history of incompetence.
Yep.
The commentators who don't watch, everything that the Jets do or everything that the Browns do, they don't know enough about the team to actually make any decent analysis. So they always defer to. I will just.
Did you hear that?
No. If that was, there's no guns in this country, mate. Like friggin' gunfire. It's probably just.
That's my
trying to.
No, Afram's got Bedlam in his house. My bad.
Yeah.
Oh, Afram, you're getting a home invasion. Protect the family, Dad.
That would change the stream a little bit.
No.
Combat over here.
I'm actually thinking that. I'm actually thinking that I haven't really given my prediction yet. I haven't put my prediction numbers together. And as everybody knows who watches the show, I get it right every single year.
Every year.
The Jets are going to do record-wise. I'm
3
years in a row. I got it exactly right, 100%. So, but I do think that your division now has opened up a little bit, and it's going to be on for young and old. And I think the only thing that's important this year, or at least for the first half of the season, is you must protect Aaron at all costs.
Yep.
Because he is at least going to be competent enough to tell you what you have as a team. He's going to be able to run the offense properly. He's going to be able to distribute the ball to where it needs to go. And if he's protected, he's going to give you every opportunity to win games of football. And that's what matters. Because the first start of the first, I think I've had a quick look at the draw, but the first 6 games are really crucial, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
like,
the first one's
set
tough,
your
but
the season up, or it's going to set your season up the first month to 6 weeks, or it's going to like really put you chasing your tail. And I think that's where you really need to see Aaron. Like he needs to come out of the blocks. And what you guys were saying about whether he should play in the preseason, because of that first start of the season, I sort of lean towards I want him to play.
Me too. No, I do.
Only because
Same here.
if anybody's ever done anything like play football or whatever, it always takes you a game or so just to get that speed back. Like, yes, in training, but in training he's wearing the jersey, right? He knows he's not going to get ever touched. So that changes the way that that changes your internal clock because you know no one's going to touch you. So even if the edge gets around and it would have been a sack in a normal game, he still steps them in the pocket and makes his throw. He can't do that in a game, as everybody knows. So if I was him, I would say, look, I know you've played a bazillion games and you're Aaron Rodgers, but I want you to get in. But here's the thing that I would want him to play for. It gives his teammates confidence.
Yep. Especially
You
tipping
step
with
on
the
the field and
snaps.
you're like, I'm playing with Aaron Rodgers. Let's go. So Garrett Wilson automatically steps on the field with Aaron Rodgers and thinks, I'm the best wide receiver in the NFL. Yep. Oh, I can be. You know, and it goes down the line. Anybody who's ever played elite level sport knows that when your best player's there, it gives everybody that extra leg. So
they finally got confidence at the quarterbacks.
Yep.
Yeah. And he's the leader, right? He's the Pied Piper. How Aaron goes, the team's going to go. So I think if you look back last year to when they played that preseason game and how much confidence the team came out of that game with after that pass to Wilson in the corner there, you know, that was massive. So I think they should just replicate it because that first start of the season, you need that. The Jets need to be riding that high because if you can take a nice performance from the preseason game straight into game one and beat the 49ers, then I think you're away.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then I think it's division playoffs all the way. The last thing you want to do is stagnate early because then the team starts thinking, oh, we're in this freaking doldrums again.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I think in his head too, I'm thinking, you know, he's got to have that little sense of nerves too, where it's like he wants to get back on the field, run around, have a guy come after him. Like you want to go through that experience. Like, all right, I got through that now. I'd rather get through that experience in a preseason game where he feels all right, little level of comfort, but who knows?
No, I did my Achilles like 20-something years ago as well, playing sport. And I know the first game or so coming back to play again, it was still in the back of your mind, like, because you know, like when you sidestep in practice, it's a little bit different than when someone's trying to tackle you. You put a little bit more force through the Achilles. You step off a little bit harder because you're actually trying to explode away from the guy. So just to get that one of those in, or I ran away from the guy. He may tackle me or whatever, but hey, my Achilles is okay. It just gives you that confidence. And I think, you know, as much as Aaron thinks that, you know, the wee fairies in the atmosphere came down and went into his Achilles and miraculously fixed it, I think he just needs that mental. But that's just me. Anyways, guys, I got to go. It's
great to see you, man.
Dad,
great to see you.
Dad, it's not seeing you again. Give Mum a kiss, and I'll see you all during the season.
Come visit more often.
Thank you. It's always good hearing from him, man. He's got really good takes too, which is interesting. Let's see. His comments were hysterical, man. Now we got people like let's see, where was it? That's so funny. Thoughts on Olu's performance at right tackle? I mean, started out rough, kind of came on later on, but I wouldn't have played him there. I'd rather have him at left tackle. Like most people don't agree with that, but I'm like, let him be great at one position, then figure out this other nonsense. So you want to go to another content creator that's making a big splash on YouTube?
Bubs?
Yeah. Guy's making moves over here. He's a power broker. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me out.
How you doing, man?
How are you, Mr. Bubs?
Doing pretty good. How about you guys?
Not too bad.
Looking forward to the season.
So give me 3 surprise cuts that could potentially happen.
3 surprise cuts. I'm gonna go offense, defense, anything. Just overall 3 surprise cuts.
Yep.
I'm gonna say
he's looking for notes right now. You see, trying to go through she's going through his roster now.
No, I'm just trying to think.
Come on, man. You're a content creator. We don't got time for this shit. We have bang. Let's go.
The thing is, like, this year I feel like there's
not
too many surprises. Like it feel like mostly the roster is kind of, there's not too many major competitions going on. I mean, I went into camp and said Clemens would be on a cut candidate. I just don't see that happening though, especially with the Reddick situation. but he was somebody that going into camp, I would say, would be a surprise cut. But I don't necessarily see that. I mean, I don't know if you want to call Brownlee necessarily a surprise if they value maybe a Brandon Smith, who's obviously had a pretty good preseason. He could be somebody. I don't know if I would necessarily cut him, but I would go with.
Do we have a controversy here? Where's my T-shirt? It's been 3 months. You selling shirts?
No, I don't sell shirts. Not there yet.
All right.
What about Izzy?
No merch line yet.
What do you think about Izzy getting cut?
I could see that. Yeah, that was another one I was going to say. It'll be interesting to see if they hold 3 or 4. Tariq Cohen, before he retired, I would have 100% thought Izzy wouldn't make the roster. And Cohen values, of course, they value special teams with Cohen brought to the table. I could still see Izzy being cut. I would say Brownlee potentially. Clemens, I don't really see it, but he was a name before camp. Defensively, nothing crazy. I mean, defensive line wise, will Tanzel Smart get cut again? Like that's every year. It feels like he's always on the cusp. See, the only thing with Yabo is I don't know how much they really value Kuntz.
He's terrible. Kuntz is terrible, dude.
That's the thing. So I don't, you mentioned Fursker, who's been pretty good. He's been getting utilized, of course, in the preseason games. Even use him potentially as a fullback kind of guy, like a hybrid, almost like Baldwin, who, of course, they released, and Fursker pretty much replaced him. But I don't see them moving on from Yabo with Kuntz not really doing anything at all.
Yeah, I mean to me, it's like you got Ruckert's got to get healthy. You have Fursker, and if you can find another guy out there, it's like a veteran guy that gets cut. I'm looking at that. I'm looking at veteran wide receivers too. Like I'm not, dude. Would you look at like a guy? Could Eccles be on the hot seat? Like I like Eccles. But
I was going to mention Eccles, especially with some of the depth, of course, coming up with JBC impressing. He's been great for making the full-time. No, yeah, he is hurt. I think hopefully he's back by week 1, Salah said, but you never know what Salah.
That means week 5.
Yeah, that means week 5, exactly. But I could see it. Stiggers has, of course, been amazing. He's been looks like a gem, and maybe, who knows, next year, let's just say DJ Reed hits free agency, and they probably retain Michael Carter, of course, extend Sauce. Stiggers could look to replace Reed potentially next season. So he's, of course, been really impressive. So I could see Eccles, another guy. I don't know if I would necessarily call it surprise, but you look at the 3 linebackers, Mosley, Sherwood, and then, of course, Quincy. They probably hold 4. Surratt's penalty was terrible. I know Salah likes Surratt's speed. I still think Zaire Barnes would make the roster, but that's interesting competition. Even Sammy Guavon, these guys don't obviously really.
Barnes has been contributing a lot. Yeah,
he's been good. They've all been very good, I think. Surratt, there's no place for that, and he should have been taken out of the game. You see the false
every
start
year.
Yeah, no, that too. But you've saw them during camp so far. The practices I've been to, after each false start, they take him off the field. Game should be no different. He should be held accountable. Every player. It's just I didn't like that. That probably hurt, but. Yeah, I could see Eccles.
What about Max Mitchell? I don't think so.
Yeah, especially with the way the tackle rooms, with the health around Moses, of course, coming off the offseason surgery, and then Tyron Smith, we know he hasn't played a full season since Fitzpatrick was a Jet. So I think they'll roll with Fashion Olu and then Carter Warren as your legitimate 6th option, which is what they're kind of training him into, right tackle, left tackle.
Do you like that?
Warren there. I'll be honest. I'm kind of with you. I'm in the minority. I don't love it.
Yeah,
I just, you see what happens with AVT. Like it to me, it just feels like, and I do get kind of both sides of it, but to me, it's just like they're getting a little too cute. It's like, let him master left tackle, let him become your franchise left tackle, and then maybe down the road, look at potentially moving in the right tackle. This is a guy that hasn't even had a full. I mean, he hasn't even had a full season at left tackle. Like he didn't even have a full camp, and now all of a sudden you're moving him to right tackle. So I'll be honest, I'm with you. I know people will attack you if you say, "Oh, I don't fully agree with."
I don't give a shit.
But I don't.
No, because what happens is 3 or 4 people make the same statement. Everybody, we got to jump on this train. Like, no, have your own opinion. Like, nobody's right. We just see. But to me, it's like I honestly think that Tyron Smith's going to miss games, and I want Olu ready for it. And it's just. And these playing reps are valuable. That's game time.
Right.
If you're going to have him in a game, let him have game reps at left tackle, right? I mean, Afram, what do you think? I mean, that's just
Yeah, no, let's see what they do this next game. If they just keep him in left tackle, then they were just trying to see how he does on the right side. If he can do like
we have a new
ABT
one.
did.
Hold on, we
No, but
have
I'm
a new
saying-
one. Our intro is new. God damn it!
Yeah.
Come on, Mike, it is new.
No, but I agree with what you guys are saying about Olu. I think I just let him master it. I mean, he played one game? And I thought he looked okay at right tackle. His pass block has been impressive. I mean, you saw the play with Isaiah Davis, of course, nice running lane. You're like, man, I could see that for the next 5-10 years. That'd be awesome. But of course, the hold. Whether or not you love the call or not, I know that's been some debate whether or not it was a hold or not, but it's preseason. It doesn't matter in the long run. But I would like to see him personally just master left tackle. But
So what do you do with the starters on Saturday? Are you playing anybody or no?
I'm kind of whatever. I'm fine for whatever they want to do.
That's an Afram answer.
The offense. Here's the thing. The offense.
That's an Afram answer. That's just like
personally. I think I want to see
white
what
or
they
black.
do.
I like gray.
I want to see
What did I say?
do.
I said put the starters in, and at least.
Did you hear the answer he just gave us? Like, I'm kind of whatever. This is a content creator that has to give honest, like legitimate opinions here, and I get whatever. We'll do whatever.
I will say this:
they may play, they may not. It may rain, it may be sunny.
Depends on what happens. I think Wednesday. If they look good,
Jesus Christ!
No, because they had a bad day. They had a bad day today. If they look good Wednesday and Rodgers doesn't feel, it's ultimately going to come down to what Rodgers wants. If Rodgers has said it so many times, the preseason's overrated, training camp's overrated. If he feels Wednesday he's good enough, gets a lot of good reps, then he's not going to go out there.
But do you feel there's a benefit for them to play?
I think it is. I mean, especially for the offensive line to mesh potentially, and Rodgers just to get in game action and trust his Achilles, and of course continue to build chemistry with the rest of the receivers on. In an actual game, because he played 4 snaps last year and in the Giants game. So there's really been no in-game chemistry with anybody else other than the one drive he played against the Giants and the 4 snaps.
All right. So how much should a Subway footlong cost?
Probably I don't even know how much they cost.
Probably $9.
Yeah. I can't even tell you last time I've been to a Subway.
Yeah. I don't need Subway either.
Nope. But
so Afram, now that we have our special guest on, do you have any questions for him? Like he's kind of waffling here, not really giving any hot takes. He's trying to be politically correct over there.
I was going to ask you, do you feel that Clemens could be demoted and another guy gets more snaps in the regular season than him?
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Who would that be?
I love Tack McKinley. McKinley's a guy that I really like. I thought he looked very solid on Saturday.
He's explosive as hell.
Yeah,
man.
Very explosive. And I also thought he was pretty good against the run, containing his edges and stuff. I think that's something that it's always hard to tough to gauge during camp how guys look against the run, because they always call the play dead. Like it's always kind of tough because they're of course not playing all the way through. But I thought he looked really, really good.
His off the snap, he looks so like his explosiveness compared to Clemens is night and day. Like he is off the edge, he flies.
Clemens was getting beat. Like it's weird. Like Clemens kind of it's like he just stands up and just gets beat, and he watches the play. Like it's so strange.
He just pushes.
Yeah,
he has no moves.
No, he's got nothing. So I would say McKinley.
Do you have any concerns with the wide receiver crew?
I like where we're at. I mean, I think I wouldn't be opposed to bringing in a veteran. As of right, it depends on who's out there. It depends on who gets cut as of right now. But I wouldn't be opposed. I mean, you don't really know you don't even know who your 6th guy is, whether it's Brandon Smith, Brownlee. Of course, you don't really know what you're getting out of Lazard. I wouldn't be opposed to even. Core, I know they brought in Landry, but a veteran like that, somebody that might get cut, I'd be on board with that definitely. But I mean, I think I trust Mike Williams will come back from the torn ACL. Okay, I feel pretty confident that he'll be fine.
Probably going to take a couple weeks though. It's not going to be probably like week 3, week 4.
Definitely, yeah. I don't think he's going to come out like Brees and have 100 yards in week 1 like Brees did. But I think it take him a couple weeks. Of course, Garrett Wilson's do it all, and I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what Corley's role is early in the season. How much they want to put him out there. I think that dictates a lot of what the receiving core looks like. If Corley is developing and playing really well, kind of faster than maybe we thought, then that's of course a huge boost, because then you're kind of 3-headed monsters in full swing, earlier the better. But I don't know that. I mean, they didn't do a ton in the offseason, so how much would they do now after what they've seen, of course, in camp? It'll be interesting, but cut down is definitely an opportunity for Douglas to add. I would definitely be on board with that because
I would be
you don't even know what you're getting out of Lazard. I mean, he's had up and down days at camp. He's had 2 drops that have resulted in interceptions. So, I don't even know what to expect out of Lazard this year. I really don't.
You got to hope for something. If Mike Williams is slow to come back, you got to count on Lazard to step it up.
Yeah, he definitely seems a lot more focused with Rodgers. Rodgers makes it a point to get him the ball, but the drops are just a problem. It's always been the case in his career, but it's even more of a focus now because of last year. And
he seemed to be better in the training camp.
Yeah,
with
definitely
Rodgers.
Yeah,
I mean,
he took away his soccer ball.
Or maybe his attitude changed.
No soccer ball. It's been good to see. Biggest adjustment the Jets have made in 3 years under Saleh, taking away the soccer ball.
Taking away the toys.
Yeah.
Well, Bubs, good to talk to you, man. Thank you for calling. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
And, if you're going to sell T-shirts, man, make sure you mail them out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm far away from that.
Have a good night, man.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
You too. All right. So Primetime does not have power, so that's why you couldn't make it tonight. So he'll be back next week. I think they do a show. I don't know
Thursday.
when they do. Thursday, Wednesday with Fireman Ed.
Wednesday or Thursday, yeah, one of those. This is a 7:00 show, I think.
Are you guys worried about today's bad practice? No, I'm not. It's going to happen.
It's practice.
Good days and bad days. That's the way it is. And then tomorrow night we'll be on live on Jet Central's channel. Me and Ian will do a show at 7:00. I'll grill him too, like I'm grilling you.
Yeah, no.
He's used to my nonsense by this point, though.
Well, do we have anyone on this?
We have our cleanup hitter.
What happened to what's his name?
Who?
Random Man.
Random Man.
He come on?
I guess he's the
He's
vacuum
cleaning his
comments.
vacuums.
Yeah. The storms were really bad, man. The storms were they had like really bad flooding. I know there's bad flooding in Connecticut. I think Morristown was really bad. Like Bridgewater was pretty bad. It was crazy. 10 inches of rain or some nonsense. It was crazy. He's taking the night off. Typical. That's what this is what we get, man. We have this Discord server we're trying to promote, and this how he repays us.
Very true. Very true.
Disgrace.
You should be promoting that. You should come on at least for a minute to promote that.
I missed it. I did not watch it. I'm not really a big jiu-jitsu guy. I watch just mostly MMA and kickboxing. What was the other thing? He's resting his stars. Yeah, I mean, I haven't talked to him in a while. I'm not really sure what he's doing. He's more than welcome though. Let's see what we got here. Oh, look at this shit. No, I'm not. No. Is he coming on right now? Look at this scene. Listen, we've been on this show for an hour and a half, and now the celebrity co-host is going to come on here and be like, "Oh, let's talk about the whole fucking preseason now." This is some bullshit. This is ridiculous.
Hey,
it's sipping Surfside's in the dark, so not much fun over here. Actually, my power came back as soon as David Peterson balked and then gave up the home run. So, me.
So
how long were you out?
On and off all day, and then for the last 3.5 hours, it's been out.
Yeah. Afram had to deal with Vincent smoking a cigar.
I was trying to tune in. I had 50% battery, so I saw the virtual date. I have many questions.
Afram was speechless. He didn't know what to do. I was dying laughing. He didn't know what to do. He's like, "This is crazy."
What am I going to say? The guy's.
I wasn't drunk enough for that call.
So do you want to play the starters on Saturday?
I'm indifferent to it. Again, if Rodgers really wants to go out there, I'm fine with it. Is he going to gain anything from 2 series and 8 plays? I don't really think so. I think all the joint practices that they've done, he's getting all the experience he needs with that. So I don't need to see it.
Yeah,
this past week,
if he wants it, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, this past Saturday would have been the best time for him to be in instead of the Giants.
But I think once the Panthers say they're not playing their starters, you can't play yours. Like that's kind of a douchebag move. Yeah. And the Giants have legitimate pass rushers. Like they have 3 or 4 guys that can get after. Like, all right, probably not the best.
We don't know what they're going to do either.
Let that first time he gets hit be on the grass in San Francisco.
What'd you think about Olu playing right tackle?
I personally loved it. I heard your take.
and the
Listen.
fighting begins.
You're absolutely correct. Is Tyron Smith going to miss a few games this year? Very likely. It's also pretty likely that Morgan Moses could miss a few games too. So I'd personally like Olu Fashanu to be the next guy up.
But if he's not prepared, what the hell we have Carter Warren and Max Mitchell
for? Moses goes down for the entire year.
Then what are Carter Warren and Max Mitchell on the team for?
What if you have two injuries? You have two tackles that are over 30 years old.
What if the whole plane? I mean, what if the whole offensive line gets hurt?
Last year we had 4/5 of the offensive line.
But it's like if you have guys that are training at right tackle, like literally there at right tackle, that's what they're playing, like their natural position. That's what they're supposed to be.
He's your best pass blocking option.
Not right tackle. He's not. He's still learning the fucking position.
Have a significant injury.
He's never played there before.
He looked pretty damn good, I thought, aside from the holding call, which even the broadcast booth said shouldn't have been a holding call. So
yeah, I don't know, man.
I thought he looked okay.
I understand why they're doing it, but
first time out there, I thought he looked okay.
I'd rather have him at left tackle, keep learning at left tackle. He's got a lot to learn still there too.
Yeah, he's still going to get reps there. But see if he can handle right tackle.
There's only 3 preseason games, so he just spent one at right tackle.
Practice on the scout team. He's going to get plenty of work.
Oh, scout! No. It's a scout team. How about going game action on a fucking NFL game?
That's how you develop them.
Yeah.
Where were we just saying 2 weeks ago? He's
it worked real well for ABT. We felt great.
He can learn from 2 veterans in front of him.
Yeah, you learn from Tyron Smith to play at left tackle. That's what he is.
What if Moses goes down?
Yeah, what if Tippmann goes down? What if Aaron Rodgers goes down? What if fucking Sauce Gardner goes down? The what if game is great, but it's just I don't know, man. He's a rookie that's trying to learn the NFL right now.
Moses played with a torn pec for the remainder of the season.
Sure. He tears it again.
Yeah, he could also break his leg. He could also twist his neck. He could also, hurt his back. His power can go out. Anything could happen. But you're not seeing, you're looking. I just stick with the guys you have. That's why the purpose of building depth,
And I do like Carter Warren too. I mean, he's looked good.
Yeah.
I think Max Mitchell's looked all right. I see him getting to the next level on a bunch of runs in practice. I'm fine with both of those guys, but to me, Fashanu's the next best guy up. So if he can handle right tackle, if something long-term does happen to Moses, I'd like to see him out there. You invested a 10th overall pick in him. Why not?
Left tackle.
Well, they gave Mitchell a lot of reps.
And it's different from ABT also. I heard that argument. Totally different from ABT. He switched guard to tackle. This is tackle to tackle. Completely different.
He still never played there before.
Completely different.
So what is your take on this Reddick situation? Because now we'll skip Reddick. What about Michael Clemens?
I'm with you guys on that one. I don't see him getting off of blocks. He gets fooled too much with the misdirection stuff.
Over pursues.
He just seems out of place. And for a guy that's supposed to be in there playing the run, that's what you can't have. So there are too many other guys. I'd rather see Watts, Leonard Taylor, McKinley. Let those guys get the first team reps on Saturday against the Giants. Let's see what they could do against the Giants starters if they play him.
Dude, McKinley looked 10 times more explosive than Clemens. Like literally off the snap, he's like a skyrocket. He just rockets off. Yep. And it's like I almost wonder if the weight gain was too much for Clemens or what it is. And they're almost like force feeding him opportunities, hoping something shines. Like McDonald gives you a glimpse. Like, all right, he's got the spin move. He's making plays. Like you can see athleticism. Like what's Clemens' selling point other than being intimidating and penalties and fights? Like what's the selling point?
He looks slow, especially in comparison to McKinley, to McDonald with the spin move. At least you can trust McDonald in his role as a third down pass rusher. He's not going to be an every down player. You don't want to play him against the run, but against the pass, he's going to be effective. Clemens, I don't know what his role is.
Now, how do you handle the returner position? Like we look, Codrington looked amazing. He's another corner, but it's like that's like the Jets kept Justin Hardy last year, and he was like a corner, but he never played. Do you consider keeping him?
Gibson. It's going to be a combination of those two guys, maybe even Corley. I don't think they're cutting Irv Charles though. He's going to make the team.
He's a really good gunner.
He's their best special teams player, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not bad as a wide receiver. He had a great practice last Thursday. Caught 2 touchdowns. He looked pretty good there too.
So you think Irv Charles makes it? So you think there's a role for Codrington or no?
I don't know. I mean, Converse is hurt now. Isaiah Oliver's hurt now. They're out the next 2 weeks.
True.
So
that could be some
are they even going to keep a sixth corner?
Yeah, I mean, that's...
I thought it was Converse now. I don't know.
Afram's not sure.
No, because Reed, Carter, and Sauce really never come off the field. Eccles can play. Now he's playing well in the slot also if you need backup for Carter.
Yep.
Stiggers looks good.
Yep.
You really need a sixth? And
Yeah,
I like Converse too. I want him to make it, but I don't know what his injury is.
What do you do? What do you do with Izzy? He looked better too. He looked better this game.
2 weeks ago, I thought he was cut. Now you're seeing a little more toughness out of him. He had a nice blitz pickup last Thursday in practice. So, do you keep 4 running backs? Also, that's another thing.
Well, with this new kickoff rule though, can you see him being a valuable? Because dude, it's just getting through the line and you're gone. Like, can he find a way to use his ability on returns? Because if not, like that's where he stays on the team. It's gonna be your special teams. Other than that, as running back, you can go.
Yeah.
I see him getting
Is he
cut.
better than Zay Davis there?
I think they gave him enough time. He hasn't.
I think they
got
soured on him last year. Yeah.
Oh, you got 2 running backs you drafted
Yeah.
this year.
He does look better though.
Wait,
So then
who was he playing against?
True.
Yeah, but he looked more
Third
decisive.
stringers.
He looked more decisive with his runs, like cutbacks. He was running with authority. Like he seemed like a much different player, which is great. It's year 2. He should be, but I think it's maybe too little, too late. So Isaiah Davis and Braylon Allen have been impressed right off the bat, man. You're like, holy shit, these guys.
Exactly.
Play.
I think he would sneak onto the practice squad too. If they
You
wanted
don't
to
think nobody
store him.
pick him up?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
A lot of
So
the
now,
backs out there.
so what happened with what happens with wide receiver? Because Malik Taylor's out for the year. That sucks. Brownlee a drop. Like all right. There's a lot of inexperience back there, man.
Yeah.
You're kind of like, and with Mike Williams today not practicing this week and start practicing next week, his timeline is gonna be a little bit longer than we hope for.
I'm with you, man. All in year, if there's a veteran out there, I'd go pick one up. I wouldn't hesitate to do that. Like I said, I like Irv Charles. I wonder what the drop-off is between him and Brownlee. I think Brownlee had like 5 targets, only 1 catch. He had another drop on a touchdown from Martinez last week in practice.
Yep.
So, I mean, is he really going to play as your 6th wideout? Do you really trust him? Because I think Gibson's locked in for what he does on special teams.
Yeah.
Corley's going to have a role in some way. So, I don't know. I would definitely pick up a vet if one's
Does
available.
Taylor being hurt leave an open spot for him, or was Taylor on the?
I think Taylor was probably going to be out anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think about the tight end group? Because to me, I think it's like becoming a whole. Even with Rucker coming back in concussion, I'm looking for an upgrade.
I'm so disappointed in Kuntz, man.
Terrible.
I was so excited for him this year, and just that lazy ass effort on the toe tap. I'm like, come on, man. Like that was your chance to make a highlight reel catch to secure your spot, and just threw it
He looks
away.
lost in blocking too, dude. Like guys go by him, he's like, "Oh shit, that's my guy." Well, sorry about that. Like he's like, "Oops."
Yeah.
He just.
I think Ferkser probably locked up his spot just with
I
his
think so, too.
versatility.
Yep.
Yeboah, I mean, he's hung around for 3 years now, so
Yeah.
I loved him last year. I feel like he's been like a little bit more less noticeable this year. But he was good last year.
He doesn't get hurt either.
Yeah.
So and
That's
like,
gonna
give
be
me 2
Rucker's
surprise
issue.
cuts.
Oh, 2 cuts.
I asked Bubs for 3, so I'm only giving 2 with you.
Clemens, I guess, just because I'm very high on Watts. I think he deserves to make it based on what he's done. They also gave him a lot of money as an undrafted free agent, so you control him for the next couple of years. McKinley's look good. So I think Clemens could definitely be one. And I'm not sure if they're going to keep 4 running backs, so I'll say Izzy.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Makes sense.
The defensive line is gonna be really interesting to see how they handle that. Like if they're like is Clemens like a popular guy, like a locker room guy? They don't want to like piss people off, or like I don't know.
Yeah, but they're playing him. They're playing
worry
him
about
even
that,
the
though.
third stringers, trying to give him as many reps as possible. Do something.
They had him like they're getting first string reps over
Yeah.
McDonald at one point.
Camp.
Yeah.
They're trying to give him a chance, and he's just not. You're playing against a third string, and you're not doing anything with it.
Yeah,
All you're doing is moving forward. You can't even beat the guy in front of you who's the third stringer. All you do is try to bull rush, and it ain't working.
Nope.
And like I said, he over pursues, and he gets he gets beat every time.
It's a shame.
So
I think I saw one with Salma Thomas. I think Salma Thomas stays, man.
No, he's going to make it.
He's a really consistent player.
Fowler loves him too.
Yeah, but he's been good. He's getting better every year.
Yeah. Good mental health guy too.
Yeah, his foundation's awesome. All right, so do we want to go to our cleanup hitter now? So primetime Joy's is a fucking hour and a half late. I use all my good material. Now he's coming back. He's arguing me. I forgot half my points by now.
you want me to drop?
It's up to you.
I'll have a nice training camp recap tomorrow. I promise.
What's tomorrow? When's the Giant practice? Wednesday?
Tomorrow's just a makeup from 2 weeks ago, and then the Giants one's Wednesday.
So tomorrow's. Were they in pads today? I think they were, right?
Probably not. First practice after a game.
I don't know.
Probably walked it off. I would
Well,
think.
Are they
after,
are
yeah.
they practicing here or in the bubble, by Giant Stadium?
They're Jet home
No,
practice.
it's Jets. Yeah.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, thank you much.
Well, thank you, man. You were right to the bullpen. You came out firing. I appreciate that, man.
I wish I
Appreciate it,
gave
man.
more, but there's really not much to talk about until the season starts.
No, once we was making cuts, we could argue about cuts and playing time and all kinds of shit.
I think we pretty much the only probably maybe one or two, if any, surprise cuts. I mean, nobody's really probably like Clemens would not. Izzy and Clemens probably be two surprise cuts, but be interesting what the other teams cut as far as wide receiver and who's be available at that.
I'll be
point.
all over that, man. I'll be searching these cuts big time.
Yeah. Gentlemen, thank you.
Have a good night,
Glad
man.
to see you have your power back. Take care.
Later,
Thank
dude.
you, man.
It was
Good
so
work,
funny
man.
watching him with V-Man. He didn't know what to say. I was hysterical crying, and he was like, just
That
shocked.
call just went in so many different directions.
And it was like
It was
your
crazy.
mind starts going so fast. You're like, I want to ask this question. I'm like, you know what? That's probably not appropriate. So you never know what he's going to answer. And I'm like, all right, he could say some shit. But like, no, we probably don't want to ask that question.
Probably a good thing I wasn't on.
But he did give us credit, though. He said we gave him this start because he went to
Sorry.
Jake's party and he
Remember
was,
me now.
he was taking all kinds of pictures of people.
Saw
Like
that.
he's big time now.
People coming out to see him. Good for him.
Yeah. I can't stream on Saturday. I have my freaking fantasy football draft on Saturday.
Where am I going to be Saturday? I might be around Saturday.
You're not going to the game?
It's preseason.
Oh, just asking.
Maybe if Rodgers is playing, then maybe.
All right, you ready to go for our cleanup hitter?
Let's do it.
He's all smiles. I haven't watched any Seahawks shit to talk stuff. I can't even talk shit to him. I haven't watched any Seahawks stuff at all. What's up, man?
Oh my God. Okay. Good evening.
How are you, man?
What's up, man?
Good. I was hoping to think about that happened. But you know, oh,
Abram got exhausted. That was a
Sorry.
long hour and a half for him.
yeah. Especially after the virtual they talk.
Uh,
I got so many questions.
yeah, the Peasley. I assure you, Peasley's getting cut. He's not very good.
I have someone.
How do you agree to that as a first date?
A virtual date? Yeah, I mean, a virtual, like, I can see, like, if you have, like, a FaceTime conversation to meet somebody, if you meet them, like, online
Yeah,
dating,
if she wants to like verify that you're legit, like all right.
yeah, make sure she's legit, doesn't have, like, 4 noses and, whatever. Like,
committing to a 2.5 hour movie.
yeah, I mean, that's, like, yeah, that's just, could you imagine, like, and then there's got to be some delay. Like, you can't watch a movie at the same time. You got, like, one be ahead of the other. Like, oh, did you see that? What? It's like, it's got to be torture.
So many questions.
Just so many questions.
Do we know if he actually saw her face?
He said he did.
I assume he did.
They were on this like the call together and they watched the movie together. I just
It's just 2.5 hours. I would hope so.
I
These
would
days
out of
that
my mind.
that could have been a filter. You never
Filters.
know.
Could
It's
have
true
been
in this day and age, man. These filters are legit.
DTA.
Oh, let me talk to you guys about Adrian Martinez.
Okay.
We have to watch Adrian Martinez for 5 years because I'm a college football fan. I had to watch him for 5 years.
So you're a
The
fan
guy
then, you're saying.
overdoes everything.
We'll take him then.
We could buy you his jersey if you want.
We can have him.
No
Yep.
thanks. And
I think he's actually a pretty good player, man. He shows a lot of ability. It's like he just needs
No,
some
he-
fine tuning. He's better than
he-
Beasley.
No, he's mobile. He looked good in the pocket. That one
Got
throw
good
on the
arm.
run, that was nice.
PT, I'm mobile. I'm in a wheelchair. I'm mobile.
Jesus Christ. Oh,
I can sling my arm.
oh my God.
Just
Come
saying.
on, man.
Oh,
Why do
my
you
God.
hate Adrian Martinez so much?
Because he sucked at Nebraska for 4 years and then ran away when that rule came.
You gotta let him live his life, man. He's learning and growing as a player. Some take longer than others.
He'll be on a practice squad.
Yeah.
Ours or somebody else.
Learning from Aaron Rodgers and Tyrod Taylor. I mean, that's a good situation to be in.
All right, whatever.
You're just a hater, man.
All right, let's talk about Clemens because I actually watched the rerun of the game
Okay.
on Sunday because Saturday I was busy with family parties.
Nice.
I should have woke up with a hangover. I didn't.
I was more into UFC than the game Saturday night.
Yeah, you and me both.
Yeah, so I didn't get to watch anything. You lucky bastards. I say that with love.
So talk about Michael Clemens. Is he a legit player for the Jets, or he has to go?
No.
Cut him?
Yes, keep watch. And why do all those playing left tackle?
What's wrong with it?
He's not a left tackle.
He's not a right tackle.
A right tackle.
What's wrong with gaining him that experience, though?
He's
He
not.
needs experience at his regular position. It's not like he's been there 5 years. He's been there fucking 5 months.
I thought he looked pretty good, though.
I mean,
Tyson, after him, the starters should play.
well, I got a better question. Will Primetime win your league this year?
No, I thought I'd still be the defending champion.
Oof.
If not me.
Damn. All right. Should the starters play on Saturday?
Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
How long? How long would you play him?
2 drives, then get him out.
What's the point?
Get on the field. Get the rust off. Get
8 plays.
feel-
Get the ghost of last year.
Eight plays that they're not even going to run week 1.
It's on the same field as what happened on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get it out of your system.
Exactly. Get that confidence back. They can
Get
run on the
it
field,
out
not
of
get
your
hurt.
system.
I'll save that for week 3.
Oh, if
No.
he goes down week 3, I'll just go.
Oh shit!
I'll never
Alvarez
go back to the
walk off
stadium.
homer.
Ask us if we care.
Don't be mad about your Angels.
Jose chose violence tonight.
I choose violence every night.
That is
So wait. So what's your season prediction for the Seahawks? How many wins? 5?
Oh, I actually did an interview with a Seahawks reporter last week, and I said 11-6.
It's 11-6.
Yes.
No way.
How many drinks have you had?
There's no way.
11-6. What?
There's no way.
Well, with the Jets, I have 12-5 to 13-4.
Why would the Seahawks win 11? What?
How?
We have a weak schedule.
Oh,
We have a weak schedule.
Didn't we talk about this already? Other teams are saying that about you guys.
yeah, you
Didn't
got a
we go
weak
over
team
this?
too.
What's he? What's he? Hey, PT,
What's up?
pay me my money.
Got you.
Show me my money.
I got you.
And I'm not quoting a movie, but well, technically I am, but you get the point.
I got you.
Tyson,
Yo,
Taking it all back in
what
January.
did you think of the main event on Saturday?
I thought it was awesome, man. I was pulling for Izzy. I'm not gonna lie to you,
Yes, that was I was sad to see he got.
but I like to see how they ended it though. They both ended it respectfully, with backstage after the fight. They handled it with class. It's a good matchup. And that Pereira could fight DDP. I mean, it's a lot of opportunities, man. I hope Izzy doesn't retire though. I hope he stays at it and stays in the sport though. He's phenomenal.
Yes, he is.
That was some showing by Dan
I
Hooker.
agree.
You ain't kidding. He's always a savage, dude. He's just a madman. All right, Jose, I'm gonna eat dinner. I'm fucking starved. I didn't get an hour and a half break like Primetime got to drink beer and like watch the rainfall. I gotta.
One more question.
Okay.
Where the hell is Tyrone?
Ask Primetime.
I haven't
Where
talked
the
to him.
hell is-
I don't know.
I wished him a happy birthday a few weeks ago. I got to reach out though.
You
I'll
said
call
that
him
a-
and give everybody an update.
You said that a month ago.
I don't know.
All right. Yeah, have a good night.
Have a good night, man. Later, dude.
Later, man.
All right, prime time. So we are down to the last preseason game. Your prediction on Reddick, will he sign or not sign by the preseason game?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
2 more weeks.
Yeah, it'll be like Monday, right? The preseason will be over. Like, oh, I'm going to come now, just sit there and just.
Yep. And then it'll be at least 2 or 3 weeks before we actually see him play in the game. So
I don't think Mike Williams is going to play that early. I mean, he's going to be on a pitch count. You could tell that week 1 because he's not practicing until
I
next
think
week.
he'll be active, though, right?
I think he's going to be active, but it's not going to be. If he only starts practicing next week in team, next week's what? Because today's what? The 19th, say 26th. It's only 2 weeks to get ready for the season, man.
Yeah.
Got to learn the offense.
Ready for plenty of Lazard.
But yeah, I mean, that's going to be interesting. Be a lot of Brees, a lot of Conklin. There's ways to get around it, but that's why everybody's like, oh, we're excited. He's ahead of his timeline. He may be ahead of the timeline, but still not going to be.
That's why I wish Ruckert was healthy.
Yeah.
More 2 tight end sets. Go that direction. But
or somebody behind him. That's just there's some holes. Like that's what I'm saying. But dude, when the cuts go down, I'm gonna be all over that fucking. I'm gonna be all over the people, man. Because hopefully Joe Douglas is too.
Yeah.
So
no stone unturned.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. We definitely appreciate it. Good night. Thank you to Afram again. Afram pinched in. I messaged him like, yeah, 7:45. I'm like, Afram, I need help, man. He's like, what? I think he thought it was gonna be my computer. Like I had computer problems, but I'm like, no, I need. So he did a good job. Thank you guys for joining us, and we will talk. When's the NYJF this week? Wednesday, Thursday?
Wednesday night, 8 o'clock.
Wednesday night, 8 o'clock. There you go. We'll talk to you guys later.
Later.